Oh.
Hi guys, who are we talking with so that the people at home can know?
I'm Keith Dunkelzon McCormick, the community manager here.
Nice. Hello, Keith.
I'm Rob Irving. Yeah, some know me as Design Eponymist.
Nice. Design
I am
Eponymist.
the creative director here at Descendent Studios.
And I'm
Nice.
Eric Peterson, and I'm an alcoholic.
We know who you are, Eric. Nice to talk to you in the life person.
Some people
flesh
know me
internet
as Wingman,
digital
I guess.
space.
In
Yeah,
the
yeah.
E.
In the E.
The E. We're E talking. So first things first, before we get too far into like how great your game is and how great what you're doing is for the world, we have to talk about me.
Okay.
That's important. I'm John Thacker. I am the creator of Starr Mazer. I am an avid gamer for my entire life. Went into programming because I wanted to make games eventually. And I'm a filmmaker. And two things have driven my entire life only, games and films. And my entire childhood was centered around these things. And there are some pop-up, really important ones, little pylons or pillars in my life of these. And Descent is very much so a central pillar to my gaming life. In fact, it is. I have a particular brain thing, and the 6 Degrees of Motion was a huge, like, freeing aspect of game playing for me. It was a huge thing for my. I've logged thousands of hours playing Descent, and Descent 2 was my first multiplayer experience with anybody ever. We played in a house, and there were 386 DX2s or whatever they were back then. All over the house. This guy had like 4 of them, and we played deathmatch in Descent, which was incredible. I grew up playing this game. This is my Mad Catz Panther XL. This is a beautiful, beautiful piece of kit. This is my 9th. That's one less than 10 of them. I had to customize it and modify it. I would break them, mechanically break them is the thing. So what I ended up doing was. This is actually now operating no longer as the joystick, but as a keyboard trigger, and I put a Logitech mouse in here and scuffed the ball, so I can now play Descent. This is how obsessed I am
Don,
with Descent.
you are a 12-year-old girl at a Descent concert
I am.
right now.
That's true. That's so true right now. So, I just wanted to let you guys know what this means to me. So, I'm at this weird nexus point. I'm making a game that I've always wanted to make. By the way, before I knew you guys were even doing a thing, Starr Mazer included a ship called the Vertigo 1, which is the Descent ship. It's our cheap knockoff. I hope they don't find out we're doing this version of the ship.
And you're just
Well,
gonna
you can do an homage. It's an homage
Right. No, it's an homage
to the Pirate
exactly right.
GX. Right?
Yes, exactly right. But I called it the Vertigo 1 because of the whole tagline thing. And you know what I'm talking about. Anyway, that was my handle until I was like 24. It was my like online handle. It was Vertigo 1. Anyway, so this is a big deal. I'm big into Descent, and when you talk to us about cross promo and other stuff early on in your Kickstarter and I think later on in our Kickstarter, it was a pretty awesome deal. So we thought we'd bring you on the show, tell people out there on the internet world who don't already know, which is like all six of the people who don't know already, about your awesome upcoming game. I personally am excited because A, it looks like Descent. B, you've preserved 6 Degrees of Freedom, hopefully not in the Descent 3 style, but more in the Descent 1 and 2 style. And C, multiplayer is alive and well. I've heard a lot of people discuss, and I want to ask you about this, that like it being primarily a multiplayer game is like somehow extremely damaging to them, and I wondered if they'd ever actually played Descent multiplayer before, because it is, to me at least, like the best. I mean, you can play Call of Duty and Titanfall and all the other stuff all you want, but loose me in one of those mining ships in a mine with the world spinning around.
Well, I think you brought up an
6 Degrees of
interesting
Motion.
point. Is when we started the Kickstarter, we weren't sure. We knew what we wanted to do with the game. We knew what Descent was to us,
Yeah.
and we were going down this certain pathway. But one of the things we discovered during the process of doing Descent was Descent means that the name Descent, the game Descent, means something different to like a lot of different people. Some people love the single player puzzle story-based stuff. Some people love the hardcore multiplayer action. So, and they're passionate about it. We still have people on the forums arguing about this is what Descent is, but what they're really saying is this is what Descent is to me. And so it's it's a lot of different things to a lot of people. So we're designing the thing to where it's checks all those boxes for each person. So multiplayer is part of it. It's not primarily multiplayer. We've also got a single player component, but we didn't make enough in our Kickstarter to do like a massive single player. So, but today with our coupon, maybe you guys are gonna take us to that hoop, right, Rob?
We'll do what we can. We'll advertise that in a second. I wanted to say something. Just like you guys in our Starr Mazer campaign, we're mixing two genres: point-and-click adventure and horizontal scrolling shoot 'em up. And I did the thing where I left my phone on. Anyway, what's interesting about that is we had the exact same experience. A bunch of adventure game players telling us that they wouldn't like our game because they hate shmups. They have no idea what our shmup is going to be like in any way. They just have an idea of what a shmup is, even though just the shmup genre itself is so vast. Some shmups are incredibly easy. Some of them are incredibly difficult. So there you go. It's you get this sort of weird idea of what people think of, and nostalgia is a huge driving force. Now, you have to admit, those same people who are arguing over what Descent is are also arguing about it because they have a massive nostalgic tie to Descent. I have to tell you something. I didn't watch the video before I pledged to the campaign. I didn't care.
Oh, that's very bad.
As long as it was. I mean, I saw who the people were, and I saw just a couple of bits of art. In fact, early Kickstarter images for me, the ships didn't look the way I wanted them to. They've since refined, but they didn't, and I was like, I don't care. These people are trying it. We're doing it. I'm going, and I just dumped a big pile of money.
For full disclosure, though, we were making a game. We're going to call it Ships That Fight Underground, or STFU, right? And then Interplay reached out to us and said, "Would you want to go ahead and make it Descent?" And because you're making a Descent-like game, we're like, "Sure." And so the negotiations took us right up to the point of we're launching the Kickstarter. So we actually had to pivot a bit to make it more Descent-y, right, Rob?
Yeah, there was a little
That's awesome.
hasty retrofitting. Make it.
But that's what we wanted to do anyway.
Yeah. I mean, we wanted to do that game, but we weren't going as close to that game as we ended up being able to.
And it's cool that you have the opportunity now to actually do that, because as we are nostalgia peddlers, you now have an IP that will automatically bring value. But it does, of course, as you mentioned, bring sort of the caveat of like, but is it?
Well, no, and I think it's one of those things. Now we all came from Star Citizen, so we're very well versed with working with large communities, and it's sometimes you have to realize what's a valid concern and what is just a small group with their flag stuck in the ground that they're not changing, and what's important and what's not, and that's always a balancing act.
Yeah.
So let me ask you. I'm going to ask you the hard questions. I'm going to be a hard-hitting news journalist that I'm not. What are your thoughts of Descent 1? What are your further thoughts of Descent 2? Why was Descent 3 the worst piece of shit game ever? And how was this?
Wait. We're making the flight models after Descent 3. Is that not right?
Oh.
No.
The show's over, everyone. The show's over. Canceling the
It's
show.
actually more akin to Descent 1. Actually, our flight model and the way it plays, and we're completely aiming for that style of gameplay. So my personal opinion is the reason Descent works so well is when you're able to fly in 6 degrees of freedom, you've got to contain the space to keep people able to shoot each other, to focus the combat.
Yeah.
When you go up, remember you went down that tunnel and you zipped out of that big open arena? You couldn't hit crap.
No, you can't. It's
exactly,
a mess.
And that totally ruined the gameplay. And so I think that sometimes we as developers or designers forget what makes it fun, or maybe sometimes we don't even really know exactly what the hook is, and we think the hook is that you're fighting. Well, it's secrets, it's the bots, it's you're fighting against other people. We're actually going a little further than that, and I'll let Rob kind of explain that. We're not just doing like the pyro one-on-one combat or 2 or 3 ships. We've got 9 ships, and they all have different class types, and they all have different abilities.
Yeah.
Did we drop?
It's beautiful.
No, that's just somebody else who's butting in.
Somebody trying to zip in on our
Somebody
conversation.
trying to butt in.
Oh, right on. Okay. No, so we've got quite a bit going on that we're looking to take Descent from the 90s into the 2016s, which means
2016.
Yeah, well, is that
So you can pluralize.
Is there going to be 2 of the 2000?
I think there's.
It sounds
one-
good.
No, it's gonna hit
Just
so
say
hard
fast
that
and
we'll
we
never iterate
Yeah,
at
I mean,
that point. We'll
yeah.
just think forever.
But yet we're still maintaining we have a classic mode that's going to be like, everybody. We can't. Our license does not allow us to be. The weird thing about Descent is they had this big battle between Interplay and some of the original developers.
Right.
Some people own
Yeah,
the
yeah, yeah.
assets, some own the trademark, and so
Right.
we don't want to be involved in any of that stuff. So
Yeah.
No.
we are doing homage, like you guys, to some of the stuff, so that we can be Descent-y, but we can't be like the Pyro. We can't actually have the maps from the original. So we're doing our own
Sure.
version, but we have a
Right.
prequel to the Pyro called the Torch.
So how does that restrict you in using things like sound effects?
Yeah, we're not going to.
Or
We'll
like-
make our own. We're going to make our own. To be honest with you, is that while we have a huge Descent community, or there is a Descent community that remembers it, most of the people our age don't play games anymore. They have kids, they have families, they do other things. So what we're really looking to do is make this game for us, but also
Sure.
for my 16-year-old who's never played it before, because he looks at it now and
Right.
goes, "Those
Yeah.
graphics look like ass." So
Yeah.
he won't play it.
They do.
I know they do. And so there's a lot of progression that's happened, as you well know. I mean, you can be classic,
Yeah, yeah.
but you can still add, unlocks. You can still add progression. You can still add
Yeah.
all these things. And we're kind of doing that, and a lot of that is kicking and screaming for some of the people that are still hardcore Descent players. But we have to do that to introduce it to the 13-year-old, the 12, the 15, the 20-year-old girl that
Yeah.
has never played it before. All these people that want to play it, they have bigger expectations for gameplay.
Yeah, no, we're in the same boat with you. Our company motto is nostalgia in HD. Like
That's great.
it's what you kind of remembered it being, but it's not what you want. I have this thing I own. I don't know if you've seen this show before, but even behind us you can see we have all the consoles, like every console, and I mostly don't play them as much as
Yeah.
I'd like to. Mostly because looking at them makes me feel great. Putting a game in them and remembering that game isn't actually what I remembered is not as great. So there's this wonderful feeling of what a game was when you played it. Even Descent, I tried to show Descent to somebody recently, and found it was hard to hook them with it, and it's because that there is nothing groundbreaking about that particular whatever 14 megabytes or whatever spread over.
Not anymore.
There's nothing there's nothing that interesting about that. So you have to take that and apply what was cool and unique and beautiful about that in today's environment. That's what we're doing with our game, which is pixel art, but also it's not slavishly adhering to any particular limitation. It's just looking good. Our game methodology is nothing like traditional shmups and nothing like traditional point-and-click adventures, of which we've played hundreds just to get into it. And the amount of crap we had to cut out just to make a modern game was, and not crap we had to come out from our game, but crap we had to cut out from that were tropes of old 90s games. So yeah, we totally agree with that. The only thing I asked that question for is because there's a moment when you launch a missile or you fire plasma blaster or lasers, and it goes screeching by a bot, and the bot does that screaming sound.
Yeah.
That is Descent.
Yeah. We'll
one
make sure that we
fucking
make
sound.
the music's going to be Descent-y. We can't announce that yet. We've
Oh,
got some
okay.
stuff coming that
Nice. No, this is Starr Mazer. We leak all
I
the time.
know, but
Some things you can't leak.
we're trying to get
Track
yeah.
it.
No, it's true.
absolutely.
It's true.
We're,
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah,
we
no,
we
that's
leak
totally
as
right.
well, but I don't want to leak something when we haven't signed a deal with.
Yeah,
Oh,
no,
sure,
it's
sure.
totally fair.
So we're definitely going to
Good,
be Descent
exciting
music,
things
Descent
are
sound
coming.
effects. It's going to play, but it's
Yeah.
going to play, like a modern game should.
Like a modern game.
Right.
Yeah, and it should. All I ask is that I can play with this. This is the most.
Yeah,
important.
I heard you've got a
You need to play
specialized.
Yeah, the Mad Catz Panther
Yeah.
XL. It's my. I want to smell it. I'm gonna
Okay.
lick it.
Do I need to leave you alone?
I
Oh
licked
my
it.
god, you actually liked it.
Okay, so anyway, yeah. So we have a unique moment right now to discuss with fans. I know we did some cross promo, and a lot of people signed up for both
Yep.
of our games at the same time, which is
Yep.
really good. We would like to ask anybody in our chat to ask you guys particular questions. It takes a bit of time for us, that whole thing, to loop because of Twitch. So what we're going to do is we're going to show a video of your game while that happens. So
I don't have the video loaded up.
I told you to get it loaded up.
No, I'm working on that.
I'm going to talk a bunch until my social guy finds the right video.
We've never been in this situation.
It'll be fine.
This sounds like my media producer says the same thing.
We got some data. We need to
Right?
talk some more.
Just say words. So give us some stuff, some exclusive stuff. Oh, let's talk about the code that we're producing. It's
Yes.
Yeah.
Right now.
So if you go on our website, descendentstudios.com, right
There you
now,
go.
go to our store, and all of the multi-ship game packages are 20% off with this coupon code. So you go in, you say, I want to pledge for that, go into the checkout, and there's a little spot down the bottom left says, I have a coupon, put that right in there, and it'll take 20% off of that package.
Starr Mazer 22
So
hours.
2 hours, of course. I do want to point out, you can't actually change the 20 into something like 100, which would give you 100% off. It doesn't work like that. So,
And honestly, this is the
Nice.
first time we've done this, so it'll be interesting to see.
Oh.
It's the first time we've ever tried it.
Exclusive.
Yeah, it's exclusive. First time we're trying it. And,
cool. So we have some questions that we can talk. The first is, are you guys making Descent for any consoles?
Not currently. Right now, we the Kickstarter was PC only.
Yes.
But to be fair,
And Linux and Mac.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, and Linux.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
Mac. But PC, but consoles have reached out to us, and so we would not be adverse if they brought buckets of money and said they want us to put it on the Bone or the PS4. So,
Sure.
But that's not going to hold
I know
up
the
the
Bone,
computer
right?
release.
No.
Computer release is still on track.
but see, it's a funny thing.
We are in the same
but that's
boat
it.
as
That's
you.
why we're also designing to where the controller from the Xbone and the others will work as you plug into the PC. As
Probably call it Xbox
Sure.
One.
okay, Xbox One, Xbox One.
We're asking them to see if they want to support
They're
us.
Can we put Descent on your Bone,
I mean,
bro?
the lovely Xbox One.
Xbox One, an excellent console.
I like
groundbreaking
calling the
console.
Bone though. It's
Well,
cool.
and that actually was one of the concerns because we know a lot of computer players nowadays play with game console
Right.
controllers.
Yeah.
Well, that's it. All the kids,
Oh, yeah.
they don't know how to use that joystick, but they sure as hell know how to use that console controller.
It's a lot of controls for them on the.
Can we not refer to this as that joystick,
That
please?
joystick.
Well, I use a Logitech.
This
I
is
use a
beautiful.
Logitech Extreme Pro. I've got it right in it. We're all joystick. Well, not all.
You use a Lame Attack. I use a Mad Catz Panther XL.
I know.
No promotional money is
I know.
provided for the show. Bye.
Yeah.
Man,
Yeah,
None.
we do that all the time where we bring the logo up like, we're using Unreal 4.
Yeah.
Unreal 4, when all your games need to be the very best. We bring up the Unreal 4 Unreal logo on there.
Bold Big Flake asks, what is your preferred control setup?
Well, Rob, we all have different ones here. Rob, you want to go with yours?
I play old school Descent on keyboard. I'm a touch typist.
fair,
I
that's
Which
like,
is why he loses.
I like control. I do not lose
Yeah,
unless
fair.
he cheats.
Oh, that's Phil.
Well, Phil cheats.
He uses the
He
box.
No,
flies
he-
through the walls.
In our
And shoots you from
in our
outside.
game, we didn't have collision on when we first played
Yeah.
multiplayer, and
Oh.
Phil was ducking inside walls and jumping out behind you.
Yeah.
That's
So,
a new form of ambush where you
Fair.
can shoot somebody from outside the
Yeah.
wall.
his own version of camo.
Yeah.
Keith, what do you use?
Well, right now I'm using mouse and keyboard, although I'm thinking I might have to pick up a HOTAS because I
Oh,
used
man.
to play some stuff that
Oh,
way.
God.
I use
Nice.
keyboard and joystick
I think it
combo.
would be really cool to use two straight through pros.
I use one Extreme 3D Pro and then a keyboard. Well, it's like for me, it's like a first-person shooter, but with flight. So it's that's.
Well, I don't know if you know this, but the Mad Catz Panther XL has a trackball built in.
I'm sorry, I didn't quite catch the name of
What was
that.
the name
What was
of
that again?
It is the Mad Catz Panther XL. This episode of Starr Mazer TV brought to you by the Mad Catz Panther XL. The choice
Well,
of
you
the right
absolutely
direction.
have to have the very best.
Yeah, no. So that's very cool. Anybody else have a controller? Because it sounds like that's all of you,
That's
right?
all three of us that are.
I think we have satisfied the requirements of that question. Next question. DescentBot85 asks, didn't you guys also say you're making a documentary about the making of Descent? If so, when is that coming
You know
out?
what? We're not making it, but there is a guy that is making a game. He's making a documentary about indie development, and we're one of the three projects he's chosen. So I'm not sure when it's coming out. We've probably overwhelmed him with crappy footage by now.
Yeah, he's loaded down with, oh, wow, that's what they did. This is awful.
And their office, why are they getting those chairs out of the trash can?
Right. Yeah. No, it's funny. Like our studio, this beautiful, wonderful, amazing studio. This is my living room. My office is like a kitchen and like a second bedroom that we just have 1,000 computers in.
That's enough.
And when people come over to our headquarters, they always expect this giant, like, oh yes, we're making video games, of course, very lucrative.
Yeah.
But no, it's an apartment. I think we made this part look good. The rest of it looks kind of crappy.
No, it looks very
It
nice.
does, but it doesn't look like awesome with the
dishes-
things and the whatever.
At least we have a kitchen. We have no running water. We have to go down the hallway, down the stairs to get to the bathroom. So,
Oh,
but we do have an ice maker.
No, that's good. Oh, good. Yeah.
that.
You could pee in the
You know, that's been brought up actually.
Please don't.
We don't want the yellow ice.
That's already come up.
It's already come up. I love it. This
Blossom
is great.
sauce.
It feels like we are already like a
Oh, the
team.
blossom sauce.
Our trailer was 38 seconds. I don't know if you've seen
Yeah.
our
You know, I
trailer.
actually ran into one of your guys. How I found out about Starr Mazer was I ran into one of your guys at South by Southwest, and I started talking to him about the game, and we were right in the middle of our Kickstarter, wondering whether the hell we were going to make it or not, and. And,
Yeah,
No sweat there.
What did that
and he
guy
was
look
like,
like?
he
Was
goes,
it
"Oh,
me?
stick with it. We made it in the last 48 hours." I'm like, "All right then."
We made it in the last 3.
Yeah, we made it in the last 3. That's right.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
No, it's good. Making it is
Yes.
very good. To me, it was more legitimacy than anything. It was. It's less than half we need to make the game. Luckily, it coming together let us finish up the other things that needed to come together to get the money. But the legitimacy and the fan base that it brought along with it was a huge help. And we know what we're making better now that we see how people respond to things. I think it's much better than building it a silo. I would rather not. I would rather have this scenario, which is a little less money than we would potentially love to have overall, but way more feedback and way more appreciation and way more fan base than say if somebody just came and gave us a big bag of money and said, spend the next year and a half.
We've done. I've been on both ends of that. I mean, we did. I give an example of having the community being involved now is it's a blessing, and it comes with baggage. It can be difficult at times.
Yeah.
But at the same time, we did Star Lancer back in the day, and we were putting cooperative multiplayer in, and we spent probably 6 to 8 months doing this, and we're one of the first cooperative multiplayer games in a space shooter. And we came out, and nobody played it. So we spent so much time doing. They all played the game. We sold nearly 1 million copies, but nobody played the cooperative multiplayer. So we were like, if we'd have had that information going in, we could have got this game done earlier. And so what this allows us to do is we get that information. I mean, we're doing like tomorrow. We have a group of subscribers to our game called the Undergrounders, which is like for $10 a month they get a little more access to dev. We give them earlier screenshots and stuff like that. We stream live design meetings, and tomorrow at 10 in the morning we have another Design Underground meeting tomorrow where we stream with them. They're part of the meeting. They get to watch it live. We talk to them through chat and work channels. It's
awesome.
fun. It's absolutely a blast. And sometimes they come up with some good ideas too.
We endorse this and think that you guys, everybody who's watching, should maybe consider.
Well, it's not required. It's not. Yeah, it's not required. Actually,
It's not a
you might work on
package.
that. So
Don't know.
it's not required. It's just one of those things that a lot of people. We would normally open it up for everyone, but if you do that, you get a lot of people that are trolling and are not really there for the right reasons. So putting a small cost associated with it allows them to support development of the game a little more, and it allows them to be closer to the project. And we know they're serious about it.
Yeah. We actually do this thing called Starr Mazer TV.
No way.
Yeah, we see that.
We have a show 3 times a week in which we talk to our fans. We actually have our show is like on Tuesdays we do Lore Mazer. It's basically an update day. We talk to devs like you guys, and we talk about game development and any other cool stuff that's going on. And a lot of our crossovers or cross promos we talk about. And then on Thursdays we have a rotating set of shows that have a dev show, a music show, an art show, and a gameplay show.
Oh, cool.
And then on Saturday we all just get together and play cool ass games. We kind of cheat. We use it a lot to play games that we're using for research.
Oh, that's
like
good.
shmups or point and click adventures.
Stuff
But
that
there
we
you go.
like.
Yeah, so there's
stuff
a
Do you broadcast that?
schedule
You do it?
otherwise, so.
yes, we do. We broadcast 3 times a week, and that's the whole point. Is we've actually integrated interacting with our fans with
Same
our
boat. So
development.
here, our schedule is we do Monday we have Design Underground, which is a show about the design of the game, inside look with Rob, and then Friday we have Wingman's Hangar, which is my show, which is kind of like a week in review of what went on, and then we have various live streams unless something comes up. We do an update on the website every day for the most part. We blog and talk about. We release now. Right now, gameplay video is a missing element because we have our vertical slice due June 23rd. I think is our internal.
Filmed 7 hours of.
That's the day after my
happy birthday!
Yeah, in advance.
Thank you. On the 22nd is my birthday. On the 23rd, a new piece of Descent comes out.
No. It won't be out. It'll be.
Yeah. No, out internally is what I'm saying.
But
What I'm saying is,
we have people. We're setting up a little dev group here in the office where we're going to invite fans to come by and play and get some feedback. And we'll record that obviously and put it out there and show people what they like. Unless it sucks. So
you can have play envy.
Yeah. Right. Then you edit it. Like that's why we have our social guy. Like he's videotaping everything. Hey, you see some things. They're good.
But I think if you,
not all the crappy
people
things.
want to see the warts. They want to see the challenges.
Yeah.
Especially if there's a conclusion or something that makes it better, a follow-up.
Right, and we're actually making a documentary right now. I had this plan since we are also a filmmaking company, which was we would document the Kickstarter and then all the way through the production, which we're doing. We're filming all kinds of stuff every day that we're working on stuff. With the idea being if the Kickstarter was a complete failure, my film company would at least have enough footage to make a featured documentary.
See, when I look at Kickstarter, I think it's an amazing thing, but I think it is so half-assed what they could be doing. They don't have any social elements on Kickstarter.
Oh, yeah.
They don't have a show that highlights
all
the ones that they could be helping other people get their goal, and by proxy they make more money. They're just being lazy as far as I'm concerned. And I love Kickstarter.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's good. It's good. So
it's been a mixed bag for us as well.
Yeah. So we've actually jumped into our own now. The documentary is like the greatest game never made documentary. So if the game fails, horribly, or we can't finish or whatever, we'll have
don't say that
all of those arguments on tape and all that terrible stuff. So. We'll have something, damn it.
That's where we're really wrong.
Listen, I'm going to leave you guys in capable hands with Rob and Keith. It's my bowling night, so I've got to...
go bowling. We're actually...
Hey, we finished first last year, man. We are the champions. I want to hear some music on the way out. Nice talking to you guys.
Enjoy bowling. Thank you for being on our show.
I'll let you guys talk.
All right. So we're actually going to wrap up pretty quick here. So yeah, it was really great. We hit our mark. It looks like. Do you have any interesting news or information that you'd like to throw out there on the interwebs before we
Actually, I got one thing. We just today announced that we are going to be having a Build a Bot contest on our website.
Ooh.
And it's going to run for the next 6 weeks, I think it is. And there's different categories that people can submit stuff in. So it's got a lot of different skill sets. So head over to DescendentStudios.com. You can enter the Build a Bot contest. And you can also use that 20% off coupon there that they're flashing.
Yep, Starr Mazer 20.
Starr Mazer 20.
And so top prize, last I heard, was a really nice video card.
Nice.
Hopefully we'll see y'all there.
Yeah, so everybody go to DescendentStudios.com. Try to, if you haven't already backed the game, or if you have a friend or parent or animal or whatever who hasn't backed the game, back it now with 20% off with Starr Mazer 20 as your code. That'd be awesome. Also, it's not official and I'm not allowed to talk about it, but there may or may not be a crossover between Descent and Starr Mazer. We haven't actually discussed this, but maybe this will be a good point to open negotiations going forward.
We're not just going to disappear off each other's radar. We like to stay in touch with our circle of indie developers. This is important that people do this.
Indeed.
It's true.
Yeah.
It's
So
true.
thanks a lot, guys, for being on the show. We have a whole rest of the show to go. You guys have a whole rest of your day to have, so go have that. We'll continue.
All right.
The show.
Have a good
luck, guys.
Fly safe.
Bye, guys.
Bye, nice chatting.